Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to talk about how you can sell domains with GoDaddy premiums, and we're also going to talk a little bit about what you should look for when you're purchasing a premium domain on GoDaddy. GoDaddy allows you to list your domains for sale. And in this account here, we're going to be talking about these really awesome premium domains that we're listing for sale and exactly why we're going to price them the way that we do. All right. So the first one we're going to talk about is optionsrecommendations.com, right? And this domain is a premium domain because it's an exact match keyword that is searched by people on Google when they're looking for options recommendations. And so that's the exact keyword that people are #1 searching for, and there's plenty of searches a month from multiple people. And then the second thing is the monetization for that domain name is in a very high monetized industry where you can basically, cash in as a developer of the website for that domain. So it's therefore going to be worth quite a bit of money. And I'll get into that in a little bit. But first of all, what you would do is you would check off the domain as you see we done there, and then you come up to monetize, and then you access the list for sale. You click on list for sale, and then you can list that domain name for sale on GoDaddy and Afternic. And it's very, very quick, and when somebody purchases the domain, the money will go directly into your GoDaddy account and then into your PayPal. It's very seamless, streamlined, and there's no need to transfer a domain. It's automatically in the buyer's GoDaddy account. So the next domain we're going to talk about is tradingoptions.io. Tradingoptions.io is a little bit like Options Recommendations. It's in the same industry, which is a highly monetizable industry, but it's the keyword that people search for when they want to look for general information on how to trade options. So as you could tell, like a developer could take this domain, create a blog, and then have affiliate links to trading options platforms. So it's really a domain name that people could do really well with. With SEO, it would rank in the search engines really easily for the keyword trading options, So that's a pretty valuable domain name right there too. And then we're also pretty excited about tradingforexmarkets.com, which is in another totally different niche and in a totally different industry. It's not in the options industry anymore. It's Forex, which is an industry all on its own. So the tradingforexmarkets.com, it's also a .com, which gives it a lot of value. So I'm going to get into the pricing in a little bit, and you'll see exactly what's going through my head and when I'm, going to be pricing these domains at the list price that we come up with. The last domain we're going to be talking about is learntorefi.com. And refi is short for refinance. So this is in the mortgage industry. So we've already gone over the options and the Forex, but now we have a mortgage domain. And this is, again, an exact match keyword. And I'm going to show you some comparable sales now and talk about, why we're pricing these domains at the price. When we click on that monetize button, this is exactly why we're pricing them. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about what we're pricing these domains at. So the first one we were talking about was optionsrecommendations.com. As you can see there, a very good comparison is stockrecommendations.com. It has an estimate fair market value of $21,000, and that's based on these comparable sales here. All of these domains have sold for upwards of $20,000 or so. So, as you can see, options recommendations is very, very similar to stock recommendations, and so therefore, we're going to be able to get a pretty penny for this domain name. Very, very similar to stockrecommendations.com. But here's the thing, is we're going to actually list these domains at 25% the Estabot appraisal. We're not going to list it for 21,000 because, although we probably could get $21,000 for optionsrecommendations.com, we're going to allow our customers to purchase at a wholesale price so they have room to sell it down the road for that appraisal. And that's how you can make sure that your inventory flies out the window really quick. If you price it at 25% of the appraisal, then you're able to move it a lot faster because your customer there's little risk in purchasing for 25%. It gives them a lot of room to resell it. They could double their money, triple their money, quadruple their money. All right, and so that's what's going into our head when it comes to pricing that domain name at around $5,000. Okay, so the next one we wanted to talk about is tradingoptions.com. Okay, this is actually an incredible domain name, the tradingoptions.io. All right, and we had optionsrecommendations.com, tradingoptions.io. They're very similar, but the difference is that they're IOs, but this is a much more a shorter keyword, and sometimes the shorter keywords have more searches. So little would you know it, the tradingoptions.io domain name, it's going to rank for all of those hundreds of thousands of searches a month. It's going to rank very, very well, even though it's an IO. So you'd be better off with an exact match keyword that gets a ton of traffic, and the extension doesn't matter as much if this is something that is searched a lot. If you, for instance, had a .com and your keyword wasn't as good, then there's no value in that. But you definitely need a very highly searched keyword, and that's what tradingoptions.io is. If we were to take a look at tradingoptions.com, that's worth $220,000. Okay, so we've got tradingoptions.io, right? But that's compared to tradingoptions.com, right? So we're probably looking at around 20,000 because IO is about 10 times as less as a .com extension. So we're probably looking at another $20,000 domain when we're looking at tradingoptions.io. And in addition to that, on Flippa, the Flippa buyers love .io domains because they're the official tech extension. So there's another one, and the pricing strategy is based on these comparable sales. That's how Estabot gets their appraisals anyhow. And so we're going to be able to price that at the 25%, which would somewhere be, what would that be? That would be $50,000 or something, right? If it was the .com, but it's not. It's the IO. So we're looking at about $20,000. 25% of the $20,000 would be $5,000, right? So that's a pretty darn good domain name right there. Tradingforexmarkets.com, and the example we're going to take a look at is forexmarkets.com is $56,000 Estabot appraisal. The difference is that this is a .com, but we also have this word here, trading. Now this is an actual exact match keyword. Tradingforexmarkets.com is an actual exact match, but it's going to get a little bit less searches than Forex Markets. So to be fair, let's say that this is maybe 30% of the traffic that Forex Markets would get. So then we're going to divide this by 3, and then we're going to get maybe about $17,000. What's 30%? And so at that point, then 25% of that $17,000, $18,000 or whatnot, you can see where we're going with that. So we have some pretty good $4,000, $5,000 domains here. And then, of course, learntorefi.com, which is that extension. It's a learn to domain. Learn to domains are great. And of course, this four character word here, that is a great learn to domain. So we have, this is another example of domains that are in the $10,000 category based on these comparable sales here. Getadeal.com sold for $9,999. Smart for Life, as you can see there, Smart for Life sold for $12,000. You get the drift. So this combination and this value area is somewhere around 10,000. Again, we're not going to sell it for 10,000. Give our buyer the retail, and they can flip the domain for something that is, valued by Estabot. But just to give room, to give the wiggle room, we price it somewhere around $2,000. All right. So as you can see there, that's the most difficult part, is really doing the research, and finding really valuable domains there that have really good comparable sales like that. And then you'll be surprised. You drop these on Flippa, and those bids will be crazy, especially when it comes to niches and industries like this, in Forex and in stock market. And people on Flippa and other domain buyers love these types of domains where there's money behind it. There's a lot of money in the industry. So that's basically the lesson for today on GoDaddy Premiums. I hope you learned a lot, and thanks so much for watching. If anybody's interested in any of these domains, you can do a search for them on GoDaddy, and they'll come up with the premium listing. And thanks very much for watching.